Okay, guys, take a look. You can see the marker buoys. I already have them placed out there. They mark the Christmas trees that I have, and also some other structure back here. We call this Bass Alley. If you guys look at some of my prior segments, you'll be able to see that I have fished this spot and made videos from here before. The last couple of videos, you guys have seen me pull out 10s, 11s. Right here, number one, you have to check your knots. You have to check to make sure your line's not frayed. You better make sure all your gear and your drag is set, because these are the big boys. We're in big league time now. These are where I pull out the 13, 14s, and just about at 15. Okay, so I want to make sure before we get ready to do that, I always got to give a special shout out to all my subscribers. I love all you guys, and also my viewers. But I got a couple of young bloods that I want to give a shout out to. Um, real cool cats. If you guys get a chance, my man's name is Elite Angler. He's a real cool dude. I love chopping it with him on the internet. All of my usual suspects. I always deal with those guys, my usual subscribers. They're always hanging around me. So hey, that's part of my crew. The other young cat that I really want to send a real special shout out to is Fish Your All. It's actually fish_all_. Actually, it is fish_your_all. So I want to make sure you guys, listen, man, y'all are doing real good things. I check you out. I see you out there on YouTube. Last but not least, I want to send another little special shout out to another young blood. He's fishing out of Cali, fishing the California deltas. He's a real cool dude. If you guys get a chance, check them cats out. There's some young bloods. I always go on YouTube, and I still do my thing. I check out everybody. I always late night. I see what everybody is out there doing, and a lot of times I go in, I leave a thumbs up, special shout out, and I even sub a lot of cats. So listen, we're getting ready to move back in. As a matter of fact, let me turn around one more time so you guys can see the markers placed out there. You can see my markers. So I'll be running right at 10 poles. I've upgraded my spider rig from 4 poles to 5. Now I'm running 9. So it's a numbers game. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. All right. So when I get ready to come back in, we're getting ready to go back in that hot zone. So stay tuned. All right. Okay. So the water, as we push closer in to the shore, it's very calm. When we're back there about 10 yards out, the wind's a little bit choppy. The key is that we have to allow this minnow to stay in those crappie's face in that strike zone as long as possible. That is the key. So if the wind is pushing us left and right, we're going to have a problem with that. This is what we're looking for. Good night. Ooh, good night. Unc says that a bass. Man, this is 14 inches of crappie. Dude, this is a wall hanger here. Woo! Let me see if I can get you guys in the camera so I can show them to you. Good night. You don't want me to touch them at all. Now let me tell you this. I catch this one fish like this, and that's all that I need. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look where he's hooked at, in the roof of the mouth. And because of that high vis line, let me see if I can get my bearings here back together. Make sure I know where I am. Okay, good. Let's back up a little bit. Let me get myself acclimated here before I show this guy to you. This rascal here. Let me get my needle nose. He is hooked right in the roof of the mouth. My man asked me, is that a bass? Good night. Whew. He wasn't going anywhere. Let me see if I can give you guys some scale with this rascal here. I want you guys to see this big black male. You remember when I was telling you about tuxedos? This rascal here has his tuxedo on. You see that big male? This is what you're looking for. Look at that rascal. He has his war paint on. Let me see if I can get in the picture here so you can see him. All right, let's measure him. Let's see if I brought my tape measure. Fantastic, we did. 13 and a half, 14. Let's see what we got out. Let's get out of here a little bit because we're really in the shallow. Let's pull out a little bit. Let's pull out just a touch because we're up in the shallows. Hold on, guys. We're really up here in the shallows. All right. Okay. That's 14 inches that I have out right now. That's 14 inches that I have out. Make sure you guys can see that. 14 inches. 14 inches of crappie. Good night. Let me make sure you guys can see him again real good. Make sure the camera can spot him. Look at that. 14 inches. Let me show him to you. 14 inches. That's a big rascal there. We're going to get ready to let him go. That's a big rascal, isn't he? See, he thought it was a bass, man. We're right here at Crappie March Madness. By the way, everybody out there got to get your brackets together for NCAA for March Madness too. Basketball, men's basketball. The water temperature right now is 62 degrees. Right now we're in 7 feet of water. And let me give you guys an instruction on also what's going on. Back here you have the basin, and it's like an expressway. They can go from deep water for protection up here to the shallows for breeding, and they can go right back to the basin. That's how they get down. Okay, you always got to remember that. That's why you have to go out and you have to scout your lake. You have to know exactly what's going on at that lake, whatever body of water that you're fishing, whether it's a reservoir, whether it's a backyard pond. You have to know the structure. You have to know what's in the water. I don't know if you guys can see, that's the tip of one of the Christmas trees that I sank. I don't know if you guys can see that from right there. There it is, right there. I left just a little bit out of there so I'll know where the marker is. And also I lined it up directly with that space of riprap, so therefore I know exactly what I'm looking for. Because you'd be surprised how you can find something, you come out the next day, you lose it. Good night. Woo! God almighty. Woo! God, did you guys see that? Look where the hook set is. Look where the hook set is. Right in the roof of the mouth. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to put it closer so you can see it. 13 and a half. This is a female. Boy, look at that. Healthy. Healthy fish. Let's see here. Let me get myself together. Let me show this rascal to you. She's about 13 and a half, 13. Let's see if I can get the tape measure. There's 13 where my thumb is. Let's see if we can get her to let her tail down. She doesn't want to let her tail down at all. Let's see if we get it. There we go. Now she got her tail down. 13 and a quarter. 13 and a quarter. 13 and a quarter. Man, she's beautiful. Thick. That back strap of meat right there, if you fillet her, that's what you're looking for. We're gonna go ahead and let her go, all right? She had to have the last word. Fam, like my man from Big Texas, Hook City TV says, if you ain't subscribed yet, what you waiting on? Get on board. Hey, we catching some crappie with some shoulders on it. If you don't believe me, you know what they say about Texas. They do it big. We trying to make some noise over here in GA too. We come out here and we catch crappie. That's all we specialize in doing. I pick up tips from everybody out there who have those YouTube channels. I still watch YouTube channels just the same way as I did from the first day that I started crappie fishing. Cam does a lot of things, but changing ain't one of them, baby. Good night. God almighty. We get right back in that hot zone. Good night. Woo. God almighty. We do a lot of things, baby, but changing ain't one of them. God almighty. Look at that hook set. Right in the roof of the mouth. That same hot zone. 2 Christmas trees behind me. 1 Christmas tree here. And that riprap that's right here, that elbow that bends down here, one towards the dam, they're huddled up right in those rocks, and they're spawning. Let me see if I can. She's angry too, buddy. She is angry. Had to tighten up the drag on that one. She was pulling it off. Guys, this is a hubcap. Down south, this is what we call a hubcap. That's a beautiful fish. Let's get ready to measure so we can see how big she is. 13. 13. 12 and a half, 13. 12 and 3/4, right at 13 inches. She let her tail down, she probably was 13. Let me give you some scales so you can see her. Man, she's beautiful. Look, look, look. We're gonna let her go. Oh. You know we talk about tuxedos, right? You know we talk about those males with the big tuxedos, with the tuxedos on, the war paint. This is a male. Hold on, calm down, big boy. Hey, I won't mess up your suit. I won't mess up your tuxedo at all. God almighty. 12 inches. 12 inches. We got another one, a double. Whew. I got to get out of here. This is a little bit becoming like work. Man, I'm gonna have to get out of here. This is becoming like work. Good night. Woo. 13. Let me show him to you first, because I want you guys to see the color. Look at this black male. Look at him. He don't want me to touch him at all either. He don't want me to touch him at all. Look how black he is. Look at his stomach. See how black he is? This is a male. He got his tuxedo on, his war paint. So what he's doing, he's protecting those eggs down there. So we don't want to keep him out too long. Let's measure him and let's see. I got 13 out right now. 13 and a half. 13 and a half working on a 14-inch crappie. Look at that big boy. Let's let him go. He had to have the last word too. All right, that's the size that I would take home to eat, 11 inches. He seems like a baby that we've been catching the other ones. This is a male as well. You can see how black he is in color. Look at those big eyes. They have those big eyes so they can see at night. Okay? Plus they have that lateral line that they can feel the movement of a minnow. All right, it's very important for you guys to remember that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let him go as well. Listen, I hope you guys have had a good time, and I hope that you picked up a little bit of something here at the Crappie Hole. You know, I always welcome comments, and all of my subscribers, all my viewers, you know, guys, I always get back to you in a timely fashion, and you know I answer all of my questions and comments myself, all right? So listen, be safe out there on the water, and if you're fishing at night, take your time and slow down, all right? Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.